Good morning and welcome to the South. Y'all better be glad we're here in November because they don't call it Hotlanta for nothing. As I thought about what I could say that would be motivational, I thought to myself, well, here we all sit getting ready to graduate. How much more motivation do we need? We already did it. So I would like to speak directly to the friends and family members who are here today. Think about what this day means for your graduate, about where this degree will take them and the doors that are about to open. Now, I want you to think about yourself. Are you happy with your circumstances? Have you taken the necessary steps to further your education and build the foundation for the rest of your life? Each graduate sitting here today should serve as your motivation and inspiration. You may be thinking to yourself, yeah, well, that's easier said than done. I promise you, everyone in this graduating class has a story about something they had to overcome to reach this moment today. I grew up in a little town in western North Carolina. My parents divorced when I was 10 years old, and a few years later, my mom remarried. My stepdad is a 30-year retired Navy veteran, and when I was 13, we were stationed in San Diego, California. I traveled back to North Carolina every year to visit family, and it was while home one Christmas that I met my husband. Now, if you've ever heard the term, when you know, that was pretty much us. But I already had my life planned out. I was gonna go to the Naval Academy and become a fighter pilot. It's okay, y'all can laugh. We discussed marriage and life together very early on, and I decided that the Navy maybe wasn't for me. Now, my mom was highly upset and demanded that I stick to the plan. And so at 16 years old, I didn't get on the plane to go back to California. Now, cops got involved and the word kidnapped got thrown around a few times, and it was a big deal. We can all laugh about it now, kinda. But my mom and I didn't speak for quite a long time, and I was unable to finish traditional high school because I had to be enrolled by a parent or legal guardian. So I went to the local community college, got my high school diploma, and enrolled in prerequisites to begin working towards nursing. I got married when I was 18 and my husband was 20. We had $15 in the bank, and here I was starting college. We budgeted down to the last penny, and looking back now, I still have no clue how we did it. Despite leaving home at 16, getting married so young, and having no real income, I never qualified for traditional financial aid. We paid for my associate's degree completely out of pocket, barely able to make ends meet. It was while in nursing school that I heard about a program called the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and it is still a part of federal legislation. And I encourage those of you in the audience who may be thinking of furthering your education to look into that program. But to quickly fast forward, I did not graduate from nursing school the first time. I failed by 0.2 of a point in the third semester. I felt like a failure and that I had wasted so much time and money. But my husband didn't let me give up, and I rejoined the next nursing class. And I passed this time with much better grades, and I was hired in the ICU as a new graduate. Over the next few years, I changed jobs quite a bit. I kept changing who I wanted to be when I grew up, but never feeling totally at peace, and I eventually landed in the ER. Not long after we were married, we started trying to grow our family. I was told at 11 years old that I may never be able to have kids. I didn't really take that seriously until I realized it wasn't happening, despite multiple rounds of fertility treatments. We were in year 9 of our infertility journey, and I was in the pits of depression, searching for happiness and fulfillment by way of my job. I questioned my faith. I questioned everything. I felt like there was something about me that was so broken that it couldn't be fixed. Many times I begged my husband to divorce me and find someone who could give him children. Thank God he never listened, and he never let me give up. When I started in the emergency department, one of our docs heard my story and gave me some health advice that seemed impossible. I thought to myself, okay, he's crazy, but what could it hurt? I did what he said, and a year later, shortly after our 10-year anniversary, I found out I was pregnant. my 3-year-old little girl, just helped pin me as an FNP last night, and as you can see, is sitting here in the audience today. I finally felt like I had a purpose. I still didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that the next step was a bachelor's degree, and that's when I found Western Governors. While completing shadow hours with my nurse practitioner for the bachelor's program, I fell in love with it. Upon graduation, I immediately reapplied to WGU for the MSN to FNP program. I initially chose WGU for its flexibility and the ability to work at my own pace. Now, my pace is fast, and I made it clear from the beginning that I wanted to accelerate. They also made it clear how strenuous that was going to be. And everything was going to plan until September 27th, 2024, when we were devastated by Hurricane Hailey. The entire Southeast was ravaged with unimaginable damage, hundreds of lives lost, and impacts that will take decades to recover. We were without power for days, and multiple structures were damaged with trees down everywhere. My husband and I were both out of work, and I was unable to complete schoolwork. But it's something that will truly change you as a person and give you a different outlook on life. It's truly hard to describe. Suddenly, there were so many things that didn't matter so much anymore, and for me, school was one of them. I reached out to my mentor, Sarah Lynn Harrelson, and explained the situation, and I highly commend Western Governors University and their efforts and compassion. My mentor connected me with resources through the school that provided me with financial assistance and options for moving forward, even if it meant graduating later than originally planned. With her help and encouragement, I was able to get it done, and I'm standing here today still graduating on time. Life presents us with many different paths. Some we're forced to take, and others we have to choose to take. But each of those paths serves a purpose in creating who we are to become. Some humble us, some strengthen us, but they all lead to our future. Each one thus far has led us to this day, and I'm a firm believer that your tests are what become your testimonies. If you have the drive and determination, let those of us who have just walked the path to higher education serve as a guide for those of you who dream of walking that same path and be your motivation and inspiration. Graduates, reflect on the paths you've taken throughout your life and academic career. Think about all that you have overcome to get to this very moment. Be proud of yourself because you did it. We did it. I want to thank God for his many blessings, for this amazing opportunity and honor. To my husband and daughter, thank you so much for your unwavering love and support on this journey. I love you, Aaron and Caroline. To the rest of my family and friends, thank you for your endless support and encouragement. To my fellow graduates, may God bless you all and good luck in your future endeavors.